Gentlemen, what's going on? 1247, the great one, man. Hope you guys are having a great day, man. It's a great day to be great. I'm breathing once again. Another day to make an impact on the platform called Earth. Listen, gentlemen, check this out, man. You know, I talked about it before, about this handle situation. These women talking about being handled. Okay, and I made reference to it in the video, a couple videos ago, about you women don't want men to handle you. Gentlemen, check this out. About this handle situation, because more and more I keep hearing all types of women talking about something you can't handle. Gentlemen, I'm telling you this right now. You're not going to build with a female who's constantly talking about who has constant. You're not going to build with a female who needs to be handled. Tell you this right now, gentlemen, it's not cute. You're being counterproductive. If a female has to be handled on a day-to-day basis, gentlemen, you're not going. That's going to slow up progress. You got to handle a female, gentlemen. That's a bad look. Because what came to my mind was like, I think of a pimp. If you guys think of pimps were handlers. You get out of line with a pimp. A pimp will handle you. Pimp will put that backhand to you, put that backhand to her face, and you go out here and you get my money. See, this is what a lot of these women they have mindsets of. It's a pimp hoe mentality. So when these females talking about you can't handle me, she's talking about a pimp to a hoe mentality. That's the handle business. That's what it means. Again, when these women talk about being handled, we're talking about a pimp in a whole relationship. Oh, you can't handle me, so you want me to be your pimp, basically. Because you get out of line with a pimp is going to handle you. That pimp is going to beat the brakes off for you. And that's what a lot of these women, that's what the mindset is. It's a pimp hoe mentality. So these women talking about something you can't handle me. She wants you to be her pimp. My dear, I ain't got time to be handling no grown women. Where's my grits? Like I don't have time to be sitting there putting hands on females. Like, who wants to do that? It's like an animal. It's like an animal. It's like I told you guys before, like a freaking king snake. You gotta listen. If I gotta handle a woman, that's an issue. That's the green light to get the heck up out of there, man. I'm not here to handle a woman. You a grown woman. I don't need to sit there and handle you like some pimp. You didn't sweep the floor? Sitting there and smack you upside the head and getting my belt and whipping you and all that stuff. Who has time to do all that stuff, man? But that's what these women talking about. They want to be handled. This is what they're handling. They keep talking about. When these women talking about being handled, this is exactly what they're talking about. They talking about a pimp to a hoe situation. When these women talking about you can't handle me, she talking about someone you supposed to pimp me. That's not a female, gentlemen. That's an animal. Nobody wants to sit there and handle some type of female. I got to sit there and slap you around like you some donkey or something. You didn't make up the bed this morning. I'm gonna sit there and give you a 2-piece. Like what the? Like, bro, that's abuse. Who wants to do? Like, you women, this is what you women talking about, being handled. You want this man to sit there and choke slam you because you didn't make his turkey sandwich? His turkey sandwich wasn't hot enough? Like some Ike and Tina Turner type nonsense? Every time he come in the room, you sitting there clenching up because you don't know the man gonna smack the mess out you. Because you don't know what you did wrong today. He can walk by you and it's funny because I used to do that when I was a kid. Like, my mom used to hit me so much. It's like she would come into the room, I would I would sit there and be like, you know, what's she gonna hit me for, you know, today? Or I didn't pick up I left my my little Ninja Turtle sword on the table. Was she gonna hit me? Like, it's not good, man. Like I said, I've been through that situation growing up with my mother hitting me and all that stuff, you know. And and the thing is, see, all that hitting is going to build up to a point that when that so-called pimp goes to hit you again, you going to grab him. Sooner or later, you're going to get tired of getting hit. And you're going to, just like me and my mother, listen, you ain't going to hit me no more. I have to grab you. If I got to shake you and pin you down and all the other stuff, once again, gentlemen, you don't want to go through that with no type of female. You can't handle me. So I'm telling you, gentlemen, you all that wild stuff you doing, all that resentment and hatred, that's gonna get pent up, and sooner or later, that female gonna try to poison you and shoot you and stab you in your sleep and all that crazy stuff, gentlemen. Why would you want to go through a relationship like that? Why? So a lot of these so-called westernized women don't even know what they even talking about. These westernized women have no idea what they're talking about. You can't handle me. Chick, if I start handling you, it's gonna be a problem. I ain't got time to be sitting there treating you like you some like you an animal, like you a donkey. I'm gonna treat you like you a donkey? Like you some animal at the circus? Like, come on, man. Like, you so-called westernized women, you modern day westernized women, you have no idea what you're talking about. If a man sits there and starts handling you, man, you gonna get up out of there. But shoot, some of y'all like to be handled so much. You and like that's the foundation of all your relationships. So now here comes the so-called nice guy who wants to treat you nice and buy you flowers and just treat you like a decent like a person, not like like a beast. Then you don't know what to do. Oh, he's weak and he's soft and blah 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 blah. Nah, chick, I don't have time to be sitting there body slamming you every 3 seconds. But you so-called westernized modern women don't know what you're talking about. He can't handle me. Sure, I remember back in the days, back in the early 1900s, 1800s, yeah, these men were handling these women. Shoot, I know there was laws back in the early 1800s that the law that will permit you to beat your woman. There was laws here in the United States that permitted men to actually physically spank his wife. That man was lawfully, he could put hands on you. Like, you women want to be treated like animals? You want somebody to handle you? You want somebody to come in and throw a dinner plate at your face or something like that? You want a man to come in and just with a belt and just whip you across your face? Tie you up? I'm not gonna get all graphic with it. I don't want this video being taken down. But ladies, come on. That's not you. Listen, you ladies don't want that. That's not cool. That's not kosher. No real man wants to sit there and handle his woman. I don't want to sit there and handle my woman. I gotta sit there and put hands on you. If you talking all types of slick and crazy, and I got to sit there and come and put hands on you to get you to shut up? Who wants to go through a relationship like that? Oh, then we have the makeup sex. Like, yo, like, fellas, that's psychotic, man. If you're dealing with a female like that, gentlemen, she needs an intervention. Like, she don't need to be in no type of relationship. She don't need to have children. She needs psychological help. You might need she might need some medication. That's psychological. If that female takes pleasure in you physically beating on it, gentlemen, that female she's broken. She needs psychological help. There's no pleasure in you beating your woman. That's not pleasure. I'm sorry. Oh, tie me up and just get the whip. I mean, don't get me wrong. Y'all in that kinky stuff, I get it. But I mean, I'm talking about like real whipping. Like, I mean, you got whelps and you got all types of bruises and all that crazy stuff. Like, man, listen, that's not love, man. That's crazy. Like, if you ladies thinking that's some type of love, you ladies need you need a psychologist. You need to talk to somebody. You need medication. You need something, because you need an intervention, because that's not. No man wants to do that. No real man wants to do that. Oh, I want him to make me his slave and all that stuff. I'm like, ladies, do you understand the things that are coming out your mouth? Do you understand the things that are coming out your mouth? And the thing is, you ladies want this thing so bad, and when it starts happening to you, then it starts happening in excess. Oh, then I don't want it no more. No, this is what you said. This is what you said. Like, you ladies I'm telling you, don't want to be handled. No real man wants to handle his woman. I don't want to handle my woman. Once again, no real man wants to handle his woman. I gotta handle you. So I gotta come. So when I come home, I'm coming home to a fight. So I'm coming home. Think about it, gentlemen. I come out into this world, I'm working, shoot, there's many pitfalls that we can fall into out here in this 3D world matrix. Then I gotta come home and I'm about to roll up my sleeves, because I'm about to physically put my hands on this female. So I avoided strife out here in this world, but now I'm about to go home. Now I'm about to put pause on my woman. I'm really about to put these hands to you. So so the thing is, I got more peace out in the world than I do at home. Like, gentlemen, who wants to do that? Then I heard one female talk, so I gotta check my man. See, these women talking about they gotta check their man, this, that, and the third. Now, when that man sit there and give you a right hook to your mouth, oh, then you want to call the cops. Gentlemen, come on, John. This is crazy. If you're dealing with that type of woman that got that type of mindset, she want to check you, but then you sit there and you and you check her back, and all of a sudden she calling the cops on you. And I tell, like, gentlemen, that is psychotic. That female needs to be put in a freaking straitjacket. That's not. And you got so many women out here with that type of mindset. Their relationship is about war and conflict and chaos and strife. And if he don't treat me roughly, then he don't love me, gentlemen. That's not normal. That's not normal. I don't care what your so-called community and societies tell you, gentlemen. That's not normal. You gotta sit there and you gotta put some hands on some woman, and in order for her to get right and all this stuff. And you got so many of these cases of abuse and all this other stuff. And don't get me wrong, some of these women, they like being handled. I don't get that, man. Y'all gonna have to. It doesn't make sense. Can't handle me, chick, man. Listen, like, nobody wants to come home to a fight. What man wants to come home to a straight out brawl? I'm about to literally go out here, and I dodged whatever death that was out here in the world. I dodged all that to come back home, to roll up my sleeves and be ready for a fist fight. I'm gonna take off my belt. I'm gonna take my belt over here. I'm gonna get the whipping this female. Then afterwards, we're gonna have makeup sex. Like, gentlemen, are you serious right now? And you wonder why yo, gentlemen, what kind of debauchery, what kind of the crazy relationships are we in right now? This is the westernized modern woman mindset, gentlemen. They don't want to build. Everything is about chaos. I don't add fire to the chaos. I put the chaos out. Nobody got time to be sitting there going through verbal abuse and cussing each other out. And you hoe ass nigga, like nobody who got time to be sitting here cussing each other out. Yo, bitch, you better shut your business. Like, bro, nobody has time. Like, you know how draining that is? And after all that arguing and stuff, we're gonna have some makeup sex to bring the passion back. Oh, you fellas, this is what y'all do? This is what y'all come home to, huh? You dodge death every time you step foot outside your house and come back to a house full of chaos. Then all of a sudden, we're gonna have some makeup sex to bring the passion back. Gentlemen, are you serious? Oh, but then if you step outside or you date somebody and that's not the same hue of flesh as you, or you couldn't handle me, chick, I wasn't trying to live in chaos. What man is trying to come home to a chaotic household? What the hell? A chaotic household, man. I need to come home to some damn peace. I don't need to come home to pieces of furniture all over the place and throwing plates and grabbing pots and pans. Telling me, nah, man. It's like watching. I remember if you guys remember back in the movie Misery. And buddy, he got the car. I think it came out in the 80s or the early 90s or something like that. And buddy broke both of his legs and he got in a car accident out there in the country somewhere. And the lady took him back to the house and she was cool with him at first, but then she strapped him down and his legs she nursed him back to health. And you guys need to watch Misery. It's old. I think it came out like in the 80, 88 or 90 in the early 90s or something like that. Yeah, this man, she nursed him back to health. Then when his legs got better and he was about to leave and find his way back to his home, she tied him up again. She took the sledgehammer, she broke both of his legs, man. Like, gentlemen, listen, this is the craziness that you're dealing with. This is the craziness that you're dealing with. These women have that type of tendency, gentlemen. Like, you don't want to deal with that type of stuff. These women have no idea what they're talking about. Oh, you can't handle me. But then you start handling her. Oh, she can't take it. I'm about to call the cops. Then you sit up in jail. Then you come back home. Then you having makeup sex. Come on, gentlemen. Like, come on, brothers. This is not a movie, man. This is real life. Shoot, then we having children with these psychotic women. Then your children going through the psychotic foolishness. You know, you done moved on to something else, and you doing your thing, and now your children sitting up there in this with that type of devil energy in this female, or that psychotic stuff this female doing. Want to fight and want to slap you in your face and this and man, I done seen that. You gentlemen think it's cute until you find a knife in your chest. Until you find a knife in your chest, that female then got a gun from somebody, and you come in the house. She's sitting there. She done shot you. She done shot you 3-4 times because she. Like, telling me, don't. I'm telling you, gentlemen, stop. It's not cute. It's not cute. It's not cute. I don't care how kinky, gentlemen, it's not cute. If you're dealing with some type of female and her type of love and some type of abuse and you got to put hands on her and all that stuff, gentlemen, get away from that. ASAP. Because one of you two are going to end up in jail or in the ground. God forbid you two have children, so your children going right back to the system. Gentlemen, stop, man. Stop. I tell you brothers all the time, I don't care cute her face is. I don't care how fat big her titties are. I don't care how fat her butt is. Gentlemen, you leave that psychotic foolishness alone. You got time to be sitting there handling no female. You're gonna handle her, okay? Come on, gentlemen, stop. Stop. I don't have time to be handling some woman. You didn't make my breakfast. Like, come on, man. Like, who has time for that, man? You see some women, oh yeah, I'm his slave. Like, see, that's just wild to me. Yeah, I'm his slave, and they putting collars around their neck and all that stuff. I'm like, okay. See, but the thing is, you open yourself up to being his so-called slave. Then he puts the freaking collar, and you got a choker, and you got a dog leash around his neck. But then when he take it too far, then you want him to stop. See, you ladies don't know what you're asking for. But then somebody start giving it to what you asking for. Then all of a sudden, oh, you're going too far. Well, ladies, stop asking for foolishness. Why would you call yourself a slave? You're a slave? Well, I'm his slave. Okay. Well, then as a slave, then if you're my slave and I'm your master, then as your master, I can do whatever I want to do to you, right? Right? People, all this slavery story, and the slaves came over here in ships and all that dumb stuff, whatever, all that nonsense. Okay, cool. So did any slave, does a slave turn and tell the master what to do? No. Does a slave turn around and tell the master, oh, you're hurting me? No. You just gonna take what I give you. You gonna take it. That's what you said. You're my slave. So since you're my slave, then I can treat you any way I want to. Like, do you understand the things that come out your mouth? Do you understand the things that are coming out your mouth? You obviously don't. Then you give this man the green light to do whatever he wants to do to you, then this man, you sitting there and telling this man he can open up his imagination and do whatever he wants to do to you. That's crazy. Some of these men out here, they listen. A lot of these men out here don't have the head on tight. You gonna tell this man, I'm your slave. You can do whatever you want to do to me. You gonna let this man go into his imagination and come up with all types of wild and wicked and all type of devilish thing to do to you, and that's okay? Ladies, I don't know what to tell you. Listen, that 50 Shades of Grey was just a story, but there's some men out here that get it in. There's some men out here that they ain't got their screws on right. And you gonna tell that man, oh, I'm your slave. That man up here, I don't even want to get into it. I don't want to get into it. So many brothers out here that ain't got their men. It doesn't matter what kind of man you are. There's a lot of men out here that ain't got their screws on tight. You ladies are gonna allow this man free reign to your body to do whatever. Ladies, stop, please. Please stop. Please stop. Please stop. Once again, if you want to serve him, if you want to help him and things of that nature, that's cool. But you're not nobody's slave. Like, please stop this. Please stop this language. Why would you want to be a slave to a man? Like, why would you want to do that? You get that man free access for him to do whatever he wants to do to you. That's not cool, ladies. Don't do that. You brothers, you should. If a female talking about something, I'm your slave and all that, gentlemen, you might want to walk away from that one. That's a little psychotic. That's not a little. It's psychotic. That's you need an intervention. But what you might need to talk to go to the psych ward or something like that. You might need to be put on some medication or something, because that's just not. You're broken. You need to be put back together. You don't need to be in a relationship. I tell people all the time, listen, if you are broken, if you got some childhood trauma that you haven't dealt with, you need to deal with that trauma. Like Like I told you with me and my mom, things I went through with her. Listen, I had to deal with that trauma. I can't go with all that resentment and anger I had towards her when I was little. I can't walk through life with that. You know, that's what a lot of these young boys do, raised by these single mothers. They went through the same type of situation, always being hit and this, that, and the third. And you know, my father was there, but like, you know, all that stuff I went through with her, it's just all that. You know, if I'm walking around with all this pent up resentment and anger, I'm just gonna lash out. Just gonna lash out at everybody, lash out at these people, and you know, because I have so much pent up resentment and hurt and this and that. You know, it's like it's just not cool. And a lot of you ladies, men and women, you guys need to just deal with all that hurt and pain you guys got going on, man. You guys need to deal with that stuff. You guys need to talk to somebody, psychiatrist, whatever you need to do. But you should never come to a relationship telling somebody they need to handle you. Like, that's crazy. This is not a pimp hoe type of relationship. I'm not trying to have a pimp to a hoe relationship. I'm trying to treat you with decency and respect. I don't need to be sitting there just using you as some type of punching bag. So you got a broken woman and a broken man. You got two broken people together. Ain't nothing gonna come from that except for jail and death. Somebody dying in that relationship. Somebody about to get shot, stabbed, something about to happen. Y'all two have kids with that type of bring kids into that type of atmosphere. Come on, man. You wonder why your kids are traumatized, because I seen daddy out here handling my mama because she was egging him on, and he's, you know, it's like, see, this is what I'm saying. This is why the cycle, the so-called broken cycle keeps continuing over and over again. People don't want to deal with their traumas. Then they try to get into relationships thinking that some person is going to heal them of this so-called trauma they went through as a child. All this brokenness, man. People need to heal. People don't need to be relationships. People need to heal. You need to heal first before you get in relationships. You need to heal. You don't need to be out here trying to look for a man or a woman. You need to heal first. Nobody's trying to handle you. That's beyond psychotic. That's crazy. That's not how you show love. That's if you talking about somebody needs to handle you, you still have, to me, you have drama. You got drama. You got trauma that you haven't dealt with. That probably comes from your childhood or when you were younger. Because no man needs to handle you. No man needs to sit there and argue with you. No man needs to sit there and just be fighting and all this fighting and chaos going on. That's not healthy. Sure, I went through that. I'm telling you, I went through that as a child. Growing up. So my mom was like that, just chaotic, man. Like, nobody wants to deal with that. Yeah, you gentlemen, yeah. Stop with that handle stuff. This is not a pimp to a whole relationship. You out here, somebody, you need to handle this female, gentleman. Come on, man. Listen, if you in that type of situation, man, leave that situation. See, them type of females don't like breakups either, because they're so what's it called? They need you. They're so clingy. They're so needy. They don't want to break up because they don't want to be alone and this, that, and the third, and they just go from relationship to relationship to relationship to relationship. And it's hard as hell to break up with these women. They end up stalking you, all that type of stuff, man. And it's restraining orders and all that stuff. And you sitting there, you moved on to somebody else, and this female stalking you and all that stuff, like making up fake profiles and checking out who you dealing with and all that stuff. Gentlemen, you don't have time for all that. Anyways, man, listen, you don't have time to be handling. You don't have time to be handling these women. I'm gonna say it again. This is not a pimp to a whole relationship. You don't want a pimp to a whole relationship. I need a woman. I don't need some type of animal. Anyways, you guys like, share, and subscribe. Peace.